Thanks a lot, Peter, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. So I will try as shortly as possible to explain you what is FI-Space, and especially with the focus on what are the benefits of FI-Space, and then the challenges and opportunities for this cloud-based platform. FI-Space, as briefly as possible, so is a platform that is based on FiWare generic enablers. And the most important in this, what I'm going to explain really in this scheme, is what is on the upper side and on the right side. It's the fact that FI-Space is bringing together different industries, from farming, manufacturing to service sectors, including logistics, wholesale, and on the other side, ICT industry, that I will summarize by app providers afterwards. FI-Space touches upon a huge variety of sectors and then a huge diversity of different actors, as you can see on the left side. And if we have to summarize the business features, I'm not going so much into the technological features, the business features of FI-Space, I could use these 5 bullet points. First, it's going to provide business collaboration features. It's about business collaborating with each other. It will allow companies to find and use data. Data is really important, but also important are the apps. FI-Space will incorporate an app store. As I said already, FI-Space is aimed at professional users. It's a B2B platform. And it was insisted upon in the previous presentation. It's very important to see that FI-Space is providing an integrated solution. It's about bringing together different areas of business, different types of actors. So, the benefits of FI-Space and how to summarize best FI-Space business model and then challenges and opportunities. To summarize it, I would say that FI-Space operates on multiple two-sided markets. What does it mean? What's the link with the cloud topic of today? It means that FI-Space brings together various categories of users and brings benefits to these various categories of users. More precisely, the FI-Space platform allows different types of market players to interact. I'm going to say how, but just think already that which kind of market players you can have that are going to interact via FI-Space. It's going to be business users and app providers developing apps for the business users requesting apps from app providers. It can be also among the business users, here summarized for example by the business community. It can be different types of buyers and sellers of goods and services. Buyers and sellers of goods, so you can think someone producing a given vegetable and someone who wants to distribute it, to retail it, to sell it to the end users. Buyers and sellers and services, you can think of someone who is producing, who is fishing, fishes, and needs shippers to bring the fishes to the markets. So he's going to buy the service of bringing those fishes to the market, and you have then, for example, logistics service providers who are going to enable these fishes to be brought to a market. So let's go more into the details of the benefits of FI-Space, and then we'll see what are the impacts in terms of business model challenges and opportunities. FI-Space allows the agile formation of business networks, meaning FI-Space makes it easier for companies to find and connect with each other. This is really important when you think about industries when you have many small players, but also in more stable industries, or standard industries, it can allow to enlarge in a seamless way business networks. All this means, especially for SMEs, that FI-Space aims at lowering the transaction costs in doing business, in finding, of course, who you could do business with. This is the first transaction cost you can have, but also then in negotiating with them, FI-Space will give way to contract more easily. And finally, once the contract is made, in making sure that everything is going on according to the contract. FI-Space will allow seamless data exchange, especially here if we think more about business users. Don't know if it's really clear here, but there's not even talking about apps here. It's just that FI-Space as such will allow, so not only, as I said before, partners to find each other, but also to exchange data in a transparent and secure way, and also to use possibly data that are available elsewhere, provided by Internet of Things or public data. FI-Space allows the deployment of apps and services, meaning it incorporates an app store where app provider can market, sell their software, and from which companies can buy apps that they will use to integrate in their own process and that they can use in the end to provide value-added services to their own customers. Here, let's speak more in details about the benefits for the app providers. The idea, especially towards SMEs, is to make it much easier for them to scale up. So these SMEs, these small ICT developers, they can provide services, but this would allow them to scale up from in terms of country, from a geographic point of view, but also to maybe touch upon other markets, industries that they haven't thought about before. It will also smooth the data flow management for the apps. And, well, of course, let's say FI-Space also then provides the technical support for these app providers. So this was about the benefits that FI-Space can have for different types of users. The challenges. I would say the main challenge, before concluding, the main challenge for the platform, for the FI-Space platform, is to make sure that there is a large adoption of the platform. And there are several options. Let's not say that they're all decided yet, but several options that I think can also apply actually to other kind of cloud-based services, cloud-based platforms to ensure large adoption of this. The first one is to have an open strategy toward the users. So in our case, more app providers, business users, the companies. For example, towards the app providers, make sure that they are going to be efficiently supported. Toward the business users, it's important to allow them, even when they are not registered, to know a bit how the platform is functioning beforehand. To attract business users, you can also have test phases of apps, free refund policy. Towards small app developers, provide, as I said before, technical support, widespread documentation, and support material, and allow an easy app release and publishing. Of course, this easy app release, a danger, a threat could be that you have not good enough apps being available, but this can be mitigated by quality insurance via review, testing, certification. So, to conclude and try to make it a bit broader about opportunities and challenges for a cloud-based platform, I insisted about all the benefits that FI-Space can bring, and then what derives from this naturally is that FI-Space might derive revenues from each side of the market where it is active, which means from many different types of users. Of course, there are challenges to get to such a result. The first one is that it is important to scale up, as was already said along in the previous slide. So you need to get a significant user base, and as crucial, or maybe even more crucial, actually you also need to have a quality user base to some extent, in the sense that you, especially in B2B markets, maybe you don't need actually to have such a huge user base, but you need to have the good users, the ones that are going to attract the others. So for example, this is an example, not the only solution, the large supplier, the large clients, the one with the good, very good brand. For the platform, it is crucial in every of the two-sided markets where it is active to find a balance, to make trade-offs. One way to make, meaning to make trade-offs between two sides of the markets where it is active. Meaning, first, that sometimes it will have to take some roles itself. For example, in the first step, to attract business users, well, you will need also to develop applications. On the other hand, of course, if you develop application yourself, then you take the place of other app providers, app developers who would like to develop this application. So you see, you need to find a trade-off here. Important, as I said already, okay, to incorporate the business users with the high brand values. And finally, well, it's related to the scale-up also, to lower the entry barriers in order to have the fast adoption, and also the fast adoption on the side where you think is either more important or where you are missing most of the users. So one way to lower entry barriers is to attract the first user. The first user are the most important. So for example, by having no fees for the first business adopters. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Artin.